Hey everybody, Steve from Flight Brothers here, and today I'm just doing a quick review on these DYS 5040 tri-blade props. I got these, I saw a post on the RC groups about free DYS test props, and they weren't exactly free. I had to pay $8 shipping to get them, but he sent me 5 complete sets of props, each set in a different color. And today I got to check these out for the first time and fly them a little bit. And I just want to give you my experience with them, what I thought, and I'll let you kind of decide what you think. Now, up until today, I have been a pretty avid Dahl tri-prop flyer. I have tried the Dahl Bullnose, the Dahl V2s, even the new Dahl 5040s, and I have quite a bit of flying experience on all of those. And the first thing I noticed when I took these new DYS props out is that these actually felt a lot flimsier than any of the Dahl props. They really felt to me like the original, the cheap Gemfan props that used to be out that you would break if you just like breathed on them bad. These are just, they felt really flimsy and floppy to me, and I was like, man, these things, boy, I don't have very high hopes for these, but nevertheless, I wanted to give them a shot. Now, also, these are a 5040. My usual go-to prop that I'm used to is the Dahl T 5045, the V2 version, which is a bullnose, and it's quite a bit heftier. You can see there's quite a lot more material there, a thicker hub, and these things are really quite stiff. And so I'm really used to these props and how they feel. And knowing that this is a 5040, I wasn't expecting very great performance out of it as compared to the 5045. You can see that it is very close in shape and material of the Dahl 5040. This is the original Dahl 5040, which really isn't that great a prop. They released a V2 recently that I haven't got a chance to try yet, but this is, I think you can even see the pitch difference here between the actual DYS 5040 and the original Dahl 5040. Look at the difference in that pitch. No wonder this Dahl one was so awful. But on top of that, you can tell that this Dahl is even stiffer and seems more durable than the DYS prop that I have. But I threw them on, and the funny thing is, before I flew today, I changed and added some more throttle expo and lowered my throttle mid, and so without realizing it, I needed a lot more throttle to get off the ground. So this was my initial takeoff with my brand new set of DYS props. Yeah, well, you can see it didn't go so well, but shockingly, all that happened was a couple of little nicks on these DYS props they thought were so flimsy and were just going to fall apart. I dragged them through the stones, and they just barely chipped a little bit and had hardly any damage. This little fold here is from a different crash. Well, why don't I go ahead and show you that? The only thing that happened, I ran right into a tree, and the only thing that happened was this prop bent up about like that. Got a little white crease in there, and honestly, just out of curiosity, I went ahead and took it back. I folded it back down. It folded back down pretty easy, went back close into shape, and I said, well, let's give it a try. And I took off with it, and it just continued to fly just fine. It barely sounded any different. I could tell the performance was a little bit lackluster, but here's what I did notice after it got damaged, I mean. But what I did notice overall was that the performance was actually shockingly good. I was impressed. I could tell because this is a lighter prop and a little less pitch, I could actually noticeably tell that this was spinning up quite a bit faster than the T5045 that I'm used to, which is a bit bulkier and heavier. And so the motor was able to spin it up a lot quicker, which meant the acceleration felt very good on it, actually. I can easily say the acceleration felt just as good as my T5045, at least that's how it felt to me. Top speed, I feel like the top speed was lacking just a little bit, not as much as I expected, and I can only say that probably occurred because of the fact that these are a lighter prop. the motor is able to spin more efficiently, therefore a little bit higher RPMs, and so the loss in top speed compared to the 5045s that I'm used to was minimal. It really felt strong. I was able to catch myself out of some really fast falls to the ground. I was able to pull out of it easily with some low end thrust, and you know, crash after crash after crash after crash. I went through just 2 sets of props. I didn't break a single thing on any of those crashes. I had bends. You can see the purple props. I had some bends. And I mean, I was hitting branches, rolling on the ground. I had a tip on one of these bend. You can see some bends here. But I never had anything break. Nothing snapped. Nothing even like cracked or anything that I can see. The only actual noticeable physical damage is there's a little dent there. The chips I showed you in the red ones, I was really shocked. As flimsy as they felt, they held up great. Even going through some little branches and twigs, just plowed through without much of a problem at all. So honestly, my first review, my first impression of these props after flying 4 packs through them and doing some pretty good crashes with them, I was pretty pleasantly surprised by their performance, both in their thrust and their durability. Now, I haven't thrown them on a thrust stand yet to get an idea of what they're really putting out for me, but I plan to do that in the future. But this, just as my initial review of these DYS 5040 tri-props, I was actually quite impressed, and I might even actually order some more of these to try out, because even though these have some bends in them and still flew fine, I'd rather keep putting on some new props, and I only have 3 more sets. So I might actually get a hold of some more of these after trying these out, because I was pleasantly surprised with their performance. So I'll just leave you with a little bit of flight footage from that day, and thank you again for watching. Thank you, DYS, for sending me these props to check out, and I just appreciate everyone for supporting our channel and ask that you would please like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you next time.